bought this polisher. It's a Tool Pro, super cheap auto, primarily to do the caravan. Caravan came up a treat, and so's the Cruiser. It's a good protection now for we're on the beach for the next 3 weeks. It's really effortless. Come up looking like new. You wouldn't know it was 5 years old. Look at that Duco now. So we've done as much as we can prep-wise for this 3 weeks on the beach. So underneath I've done the epoxy enamel that I usually do. I've changed a couple of the thin steel bash plates that were sort of starting to get a bit of rust, surface rust on them. Put some checker plate ones on. Now the belt kit I got, it's a Dayco belt and pulley kit, and I got that from Western Filters. So I got enough epoxy enamel on both the front and the rear of the front housing, the arms. We'll continue to get some on here. There's a little bit of surface rust on that. Good morning.
Morning.
We're doing a fan belt change. We're just pulling bits and pieces out first. It's pretty tight in there. This belt's done 102,000 Ks now. So there's a tensioner there. And what do we do, Brian? We go clockwise on that one.
Wind it clockwise, yeah.
So we're basically tightening up that tensioner, and that frees up the belt.
It loosens the belt.
Lucky I drew a mud map. Brian knows how to do this.
Did you draw a mud map?
I did. On the back of an invoice.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that.
You like it?
Professional. It slips off.
Belt's off. Ooh, now the test is whether we need to change the pulleys or not. We've got them, so we probably will.
What are you saying?
So why in the book, Brian, does it not tell us to change the belt at 100,000?
I think Toyota wants it to blow up.
Oh.
Is the belt not a service item in the book?
No, it's every service item says check belt, but never says change.
It doesn't tell you what to look for either, does it?
No.
So what we're looking for is these ribs worn out.
Yep.
And as you fold it backwards, any cracks or stuff built up in there. So there's a little bit of metal in there come off the pulleys.
Yeah.
But this one will be a good spare one.
Yeah.
On the side that runs in the pulley, you'll see the difference.
Yeah, okay. There's a bit more thickness in that.
Yep. A lot more meat there.
Denny did gurney all this out because Brian likes working on clean cars.
I've been spoiled.
All right, now we're going to spin a pulley.
So, I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of wobble in that one.
Is there?
A little bit, yeah. Doesn't sound bad, but
there's a wobble.
Yeah, that wobble concerns me, so we'll do that one.
And which is the other one we got?
The other one is the one right next door here. So. Again, you can feel a little bit of wobble in that one.
Okay, so that's just the bearing wearing out.
Just a little bit of slop in the bearing.
Okay. Now Western Filters do this kit, and it comes with the two pulleys, so it must be common to change the two when you do the belt.
Cheap insurance.
Cheap insurance. So what's the trick with these? These just undo. So they're a fixed nut.
Yep.
You don't have to undo them when the belt's on.
No.
Okay.
Straight.
So you basically just undo a bolt. The main reason Brian's here is the delivery of my new diff for Bullet Truck, which we'll put on this video. It took him 20 seconds to strip it, 20 seconds to put it back together. Didn't it?
It's superpower. Yeah, I wish it went together and came apart in 20 seconds.
You animal!
Oh look, here we go.
So there's the tensioner pulley.
And where's the play?
Doesn't sound too bad, but it's
Yeah,
it'll
right.
be hard to see. But
Yep, no,
you'll see it in the
understand.
bearing, yeah.
That's just wear and tear.
It is, yep.
Because this car doesn't go in mud or anything. The old and the new. And there's the second one coming off. What about the other pulleys, Brian? Do we spin them to check them?
We do, but
Water pump.
they're all attached to things. So we'll spin the alternator, the water pump,
Yeah,
the
right.
aircon compressor, and see how they feel.
We were just talking about Shell the other day, said if I did another one of these 79s, would I go portals straight away? And I said, I think this one should last me 10 years. Nicholas should be learning to drive on this one.
It's only money, right?
What are your thoughts? No, seriously though, like it's 100,000 Ks on it, but it should last another 200 surely before any
yes.
major.
Yeah, if you stop driving it through salt water.
Oh yes, that's right, so there's that.
Actually, that's just going to accelerate the portals, isn't it? So you keep driving through salt water.
Well, because we did see one on portals the other day around here.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
good, don't
they do look good. They're nice and wide.
All right, so that one's the fixed tensioner.
Okay.
Very, very small amount of play in the boom. You know, you can feel it, you probably can't see it.
Yeah.
It feels smooth, it's a good spare.
They're keepers, yep.
Throw it in the box.
Yep.
Cheap insurance.
That's for the GVM upgrade. All the spares that we put in.
The GVM upgrade just for the spares.
Thought there might be a little issue, maybe the wrong pulley, but no. It comes with a little sleeve that you put in.
Instructions and everything.
And instructions, yeah. So we noticed that hole very small, this hole a bit bigger. Our first port of call Brian thought of was to tap the collar out, but no, they come with them. But clever.
I should do this for a living.
You should do this for a living. The tensioner pulley, it had a nut sitting on the back, so it's not a captive nut. So we've got to have 4 hands in there. Does it sit in a slot or is it just free?
There's a little hex in the back there that it
Okay.
sits in. When I grow up,
When you grow up,
I'm going to get a proper job.
are you? No good growing up. Got to stay young.
Yeah, why would you?
Nicholas is already talking about putting bigger tyres on Bullet Truck when he owns it. He's watching too much RC Sparks.
That's good. I love it when the kids love it.
Yeah, they do.
Click.
And what the torque setting on that is short. It's a small ratchet.
Yeah. Nice and firm on
Yeah.
one of those. It came undone with one of those. It should do up with one of those.
You just physically can't get 2 hands in there. And it sits in a little seat there, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it can't turn.
So you don't need a spanner in the back of it. What's the fan feel like after 100,000? They're viscous.
Viscous coupling's good. There's no slop in that, and the water pump feels nice. And there's no.
You'd like to think 100,000, you'd still be going all right.
Yeah. Well, I know in the 80 I had the original fan. Oh, sorry, the original water pump in the 80 was 350,000.
Wow.
Without a coolant change. We just tested.
Wow.
Just tested every 50,000 k's. So it's on its first coolant change now at 450,000 k's.
Yes.
So it's as tight as you can get that, and then if you can see that's the adjuster.
Yep. So you do it up, and then if you're too tight, then you're pulling the belt off.
That's it. That's a beautiful piece of artwork.
Do you know what? I've got to keep that with a spare, don't I? Because if that does snap on the side of the road, what damage can be done if it snaps?
Usually it will only take out the belt. Sometimes it'll take the blade off the fan.
Yep.
If you're really unlucky, it'll knock a coolant hose off.
Okay, so there's no damage to the motor, like if you snapped a timing belt, say?
No, nothing bad will happen internally unless you keep driving.
Okay. Well, then you'll get hot, right?
Super hot.
Yep.
Let that go.
Let it go?
Yep. Use that off.
All right, we have a new belt on.
Nice and tight on all the pulleys.
Has it slipped off? I'm more interested in this thing. Even though it's next year's problem. Oh, check her out. So we were lucky enough that the air locker wasn't damaged in that last breakage of the Hilux front diff there. And there's the old bits. So another souvenir to add to the collection. And while I always rave on about how good the factory 4.5s are, it's come to my attention that these were actually DriveTech gears that Bob gave us probably back in 2015, maybe 15, 16. When, after this shoot, we put this diff center in. So the DriveTech ones, that was a good innings from that center. Thanks, mate. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too.
See you in the new year.
Yeah, so that's a great gift.
He loves his 80. Thanks for watching.